So when we go through the NFC South, we go into this team that came in second place that division like last year. We go to the Carolina Panthers. We go to the 7-10 Carolina Panthers last season. And they went out this year. They went out and they got a quarterback, a young quarterback, a stud in the draft in Bryce Young. And they also went out and rebuilt the team from scratch. Of course, they lost their receiver, DJ Moore. It happens, but they brought in Adam Thielen, a 33-year-old receiver who's old. I mean, yay, we got an old receiver that can help, like, Bryce Young, like, get open, I guess. Blah, blah. Well, let's just talk about the offense real quick. I mean, I think Bryce Young is going to have a tough time in the NFL for his first season. Not just because he's a rookie, but that's also going to be a reason why. But the main reason, in my opinion, is the weapon talent. DJ Chark Jr., Adam Thielen's, like, getting up there in age. I'm not really that, like, convinced on him. Shallant Jr. I thought was going to be really good, but they have him as the backup receiver. They don't have him starting for some reason. I mean, didn't they pick him up like 2 years ago in the draft? Didn't they get him from Jacksonville like last year or whatever have you? I'm surprised like he just went backwards instead of like being more forward. But I guess they didn't really use him that much last season. He only had one touchdown catch for 32 yards. So I guess maybe he hasn't just shown out yet. But Hayden Hurst is going to probably be the main target for Bryce Young this season coming up. I think Hayden Hurst is a really good tight end. But after, like, Hayden Hurst, the offense doesn't really have anyone really to say. Like, the offensive line is kind of lackluster. Adam Thielen's a good receiver. I mean, Miles Sanders is good at running the ball, but, like, you know, and so is Hubbard. But, I mean, like, do you really want to, like, rely on running the ball 24/7? I think, personally, the NFL is just a pass-heavy league. That's why I want to see receivers more so. And it's not like you have like, Miles Sanders not no Saquon Barkley that can carry a team. I'm sorry. So, yeah, the offense, I think, is going to be lackluster, but Bryce Young should show some flashes here or there. That's what you really want to see. On the defensive side of the ball, we have Brian Byrne with friends. Shaq Thompson's still there as a linebacker, yes, but I don't really know who else besides Brian Burns is on this team. Brian Burns is a really good pass rusher, by the way, for the Panthers. Don't get it twisted. But the defense is kind of just lackluster in my opinion as well too. They need to lose some games this season and rebuild from the ground up in my opinion with the draft. And it's funny because the team that comes in 1 and 2 last season I think are going to be one of the 2 worst teams in this division this year. Which is kind of funny to say about because I think this division's like wide open for the taking. For any team just in general. But maybe if Bryce Young's actually really good, you'll see the Panthers increase their win rate from 7 to maybe 8. Maybe even 9 if they get lucky. Let's go to the predictions, schedule predictions actually, since we're talking about record anyways. So I have the Panthers going an average of 3-14, sorry. A floor of 2-15, and if everything goes right and Bryce Young is the quarterback they say he is, a ceiling of 7-10. I have them losing week 1 to the Falcons. I have them losing week 2 to the Saints. I have them losing week 3 to the Seahawks. Losing week 4 to the Vikings. Losing week 5 to the Lions. Losing to the Dolphins. Losing a close contest to the Texans. Losing another close contest to the Colts. And then losing to the Bears. Now, in this streak right here is Bryce Young getting used to the NFL and trying to, like, get wins together. And then they finally pull off the upset win against the Cowboys. They lose to the Titans in a close game, lose to the Bucks, lose to the Saints. They beat the Falcons, lose to the Packers, lose to the Jaguars, and then they win the last game of the season against the Buccaneers. Now, if Bryce Young's a lot better than what I think he's gonna be, and what a lot of people think he's gonna be, and if they go 7-10. I'm not going to be surprised if they can beat the Saints twice, or if they can beat the Texans, or the Colts, or the Titans. But I still think they're going to be an under-average overall team, because this is Bryce Young's rookie season. Gotta learn the NFL, gotta learn the systems and stuff like that, so do not expect much from the Panthers this season. Let's go to the final closing statements. So my closing statement on the Panthers is that if they actually show up and they actually are a really good team this year, I would not be surprised if they actually somehow manage to get above 500 and actually be a contender for the NFC South this year, because the NFC South is wide open for taking for any team in general. But I just think with Bryce Young being a young quarterback and them drafting him early on in the season, or early in the draft, I should say, I just don't see the Panthers being that team quite yet. Now, if they get more like stuff around them next season, absolutely the Panthers could be a legit contender. But we gotta see what Bryce Young can actually do. But right now, with the NFC South being wide open for the taking, I don't think the Panthers would mind actually having a bad season, drafting another weapon, maybe a receiver or maybe someone on the defense to add to what Brian Burns, to add to that defense. Maybe it'll add someone, and then this team will be a legit like problem for teams just moving forward. But until then, I think the Panthers are going to be a 3-14 team. Maybe 7-10 if Bryce Young is the real deal, but I highly doubt it right now, at least in his career. Maybe like 3 years down the line, like, you know, in his third season, it'll be something different. But right now, I think that the Panthers are going to tank, and that's okay to tank. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion on the Panthers. Please let me know if you have something different about them. And by the way, if you have something different about them, it's okay. Please let me know. It's fine. I'd love to hear everyone's opinions. Please leave a like on this video if you liked the video and like what you actually heard tonight. Hit the subscribe button if you guys want to subscribe. You can also hit the follow button on my Twitch channel. It's in the description below. And up next, we got the New Orleans Saints. I'll see you then. Peace.